Jeremy Treatman, assistant coach of the state champion 1996 Lower Merion Aces. Tonight we take a look at a video highlighting the program's 102-year history and our first inductees of the first ever Hall of Fame. No high school in the state of Pennsylvania has won more big school state championships than Lower Merion. In its 102-year history, Lower Merion's tradition is matched by very few, as its 6 titles speak volumes of the program's dominance. In the 1930s, legendary coach Bill Anderson won the first of his 4 titles. His run was highlighted by an unprecedented 3 straight wins in 1941, 42, and 43.
Yes, Coach Bill Anderson was our coach, and he was a wonderful, wonderful coach. And a lot of players didn't agree with him of all things, but I think that's true of any great coaches. They'll have dissenters, but with the overall success of the program, it was wonderful.
I'll talk about him as an innovator, because I understand holding the ball 4 corners, he may have been the guy who really founded a lot of things that happened later on in college basketball.
Well, he probably caused him to have a time limit on holding on to the ball, that's for sure. He didn't really try to sit on a 2-0 lead, but it was close to that. We had a rule that's different in basketball now. When we went out on the floor to start the beginning of a ball game, we had no communications basically with the bench from then until the halftime. They were not allowed to bring coaches onto the floor, and we were not allowed as players to go to the bench. So we never went to the bench, and it was entirely a different ball game. They sent us all kinds of signals and got all kinds of this and that for signals, but we never were allowed to go to the bench. So really a lot of it had to depend on you as captain to determine what it was that the coach wanted you to do. And we did that pretty well. We went up to Allentown, and we lost in Allentown. We only lost my senior year, and that was a wild ball game, crowded to the nth degree up there, and they beat us, I think, by fair 4 or 5 points, something like that. But it was probably a good lesson for us, and we didn't lose another game for the rest of the year.
All the fancy terms of a #1 and #2 point and all that, no, you had 2 guards, you had 2 forwards, and you had a center, and that was that. When we went up to Norristown my senior year, in the middle of the season, they saw me coming. I don't know how many guys in high school foul out with 2 minutes to go in the first half, but you're looking at one. They beat us by 31 points. They came down and played us the last game of the season. They had to beat us in order to tie Chester for the Suburban 1 League Championship. And we were beating them with about 2 minutes to go in the game by about 3 points. And I was taking my position. We had been fouled, and a friend of mine, Cliff Hall, who's going to be at the basketball reunion, shooting fouls. And as we took our places, Freddie Oliva from Norristown sort of pushed me out of my spot. Our big captain of the football team, Joe Del Paggio, took umbrage to that, came right out of the stands, grabbed, I don't know if he grabbed Freddie or not, but he grabbed somebody from the basketball team. And 10 minutes later, they settled a little riot, we went back and won the game. And I ended my career that way, and I had a big smile on my face ever since.
The 60s saw the start of the Central League, and the Cinderella 67-68 team won its first league title after losing All-American Tommy McDaniel to injury in a free car accident. The era introduced the Delaware Valley to the Hollands, Coach Larry Davis, Joe Paul, and Buddy Shapiro.
My mother would holler across the playground for me and my younger brother, Billy. She knew we were on the playground here playing basketball.
From sun up to sundown.
From sun up to sundown.
Another huge part of the Lower Merion success story is the Ardmore Avenue Community Center. Those who succeeded at the playground, such as Mike and Wendell Holland, often led to stardom at the high school.
Like 6:30 in the morning, Mr. Donato was here every day, and he was very instrumental in teaching all of us, being able to use your left hand, your right hand, shoot with your left, your right.
Lower Merion basketball was more about the guys from Ardmore.
Then, yeah, no doubt.
Back then. Now, it's a little different now.
Wendell Holland taught me a few things after that still are happening today. Number one, when you go down onto the floor, you stay down on the floor. You catch your breath. You untie your shoelace. You take your time tying your shoelace. If you have contacts, you look for your contacts. If you don't have contacts, you look for your contacts. In fact, I have a friend that not that long ago called and said, Wendell, I just said to my son, get up off the floor, you're pulling a Wendell Holland. So he lives on forever and ever. All you heard from these people up north were, look at those black people and look at those Jews. And I'll tell you what, it was eye-opening. Not as eye-opening as the 35 fouls to 7 that got called against us, and we lost by 1 point in overtime when I forget who it was. They say didn't check in at the scorers table, but Lower Merion basketball was just fun. I mean, sports is fun, and the camaraderie with all of the guys and the players and those that I've seen since and those that I haven't is something that you just never forget, and you appreciate more and more as time goes on.
District title teams in 1976 and 78 highlighted the disco era on the main line. In all, 4 Central League titles, 2 district titles, 4 state playoff appearances. Big names were Coach Bill Stevens, Rick Carson, Jim Brogan, Kevin Lonesome, Howie Lassoff, Sam Brown, Greg Long, Joe Obrant, and others.
The biggest win, I think, was probably a game that we played down at the Palestra against Norristown.
We were down, I think, 24-6 after the first period. I think we ran off 26 straight points.
And we came back and won the game through just a strong effort from all the players out on the court. They never gave up.
John Brogan and I, we were chasing a loose ball. We ran out the door.
Chasing after a loose ball with Howie Lassoff, and we went flying through the double doors. Had anybody been on the other side of those double doors, they would have been dead.
Johnny Brogan would run through the wall for you if you asked him to.
Full metal jacket, you were the enemy. All we did was kick everybody's ass. You hustled your ass off. You ran into the wall with everything you had. Every time. You never let up.
Jimmy Brogan, he was a late bloomer, a 6'6" shooting guard. He went to West Virginia Wesleyan. As a free agent, he tried out for the San Diego Clippers.
I always have people ask me, from my experiences playing basketball from professional to college to high school, what did I enjoy the most? And I have to tell you, Lower Merion High School basketball was by far the greatest because, you had so many of the kids involved in it, the trips to the Palestra, it was the best.
The team also moved into the new main gym, which hosted its final game just this past winter.
For opponents, it was probably a little intimidating. The bench was right down on the court, it was court side. It was kind of confining, and I think for a while we were the only team in the league that had wooden backboards, and that was to our advantage. We were going up against teams that practiced on glass backboards, and we had the wooden ones, and gave us a little bit of a home team advantage there, but it was confining. The fans were outstanding.
The crowd at Lower Merion would always chant up on the roof, 100 proof. That was like, when you heard that, you knew you were at home. You knew you were at Lower Merion.
In the 80s, yet another Central League title, this time in 1984. One of the key components, Mark Brogan, the brother of Jim Brogan. The Aces won 17 games that year, 15 in 1983, and another 16 in 1988, led by head coach Mike Manning. Since 1990, Lower Merion re-emerged on top with state titles in 1996 and 2006. In all, there were 8 Central League titles, magical runs to the 2005 title game, and 2007 Elite 8. Prior to that, the Aces produced one of the greatest prep players of all time, Kobe Bryant, who holds the school's record for points with 2,883.
It seems like 1996 was just yesterday, and just remembering the run that we went on in '96 to win the state title, and then flashing back to the first year I got there, we were like 4-40 or something crazy. I mean, we really were terrible. And but just remembering all the experiences and Coach Downer being such a great coach and being one of the best coaches I've ever had.
The one constant, Coach Greg Downer, who with the help of dozens of qualified and dedicated assistants has won over 300 games and will likely pass Anderson to become the school's all-time winningest coach.
It's probably about the funniest things I've ever seen. During my senior year, I want to say it was Downer's 225th win. After the game, our assistant coach, Chris Vernick, tried to throw the Gatorade thing onto Downer, but Downer quickly saw it and turned around and ran. But what had happened was Vernick still poured it out, but on the ground, and it slid under his foot, and Downer went sliding across the floor. And I think it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
You win big ball games like that, you pretty much go insane. You lose all rationale to think. I just thought, you know, I just started to bang the ceiling thinking that it was not styrofoam. And here I crushed it. And Coach Downer was looking at me like I was insane. And then I looked up and I couldn't fix it. You know, I was trying to fix it. And finally I had to get Sal Cuccinati.
Let's look at some of the best plays in the Coach Greg Downer era. After every big win, our freshman guard, Queen Barksdale, did his full-court cartwheel. This one, after the district title win over Chester in '96, was clearly his best. Then Carrie Walker sealed the championship victory with this shot off the front rim, and the Aces had their first championship since 1943.
I was taught at Lower Merion to do and not think so much, and that's what I did. I decided to take matters into my own hands and score the points, and it ended up being one of the greatest shots in Lower Merion history.
Not even Kobe Bryant made as many big plays as a freshman and sophomore as Greg Robbins. His game-winning overtime shot against Easton in '07 proved he has ice water in his veins.
You always want good things to happen to people that work hard, and he cared so much about Lower Merion basketball, and he worked so hard defensively, and for him to nail such a big shot, I remember it being about a 30-footer, was just an amazing shot, and in some ways it did pole vault us to greater things that year. We kidded about it at the time, that it was the first non-layup that Adam had ever made. That was an unexpected shot and another great moment for a great young person and a guy that worked extremely hard.
Double overtime. We had missed 2 shots at the end of regulation and the end of the first half. I had the ball, maybe 10 seconds left, and I dribbled to the corner. Couldn't find anybody open, so I just let it go. I just went in. I don't pretty much remember anything after that because I pretty much got dogpiled by the whole team. And then everybody from the stands ran on the court, so it was probably my greatest high school experience.
Down to this, John Linehan versus Emory Dabney, and Dabney won, sending the game into overtime.
called a play, he ignored it. I saw that he wanted to take me one-on-one, so I did the best I could. He tried to shoot over me, I blocked it, and game went in overtime. We won it in overtime.
As a junior, Garrett Williamson became one heck of a player. As a senior, he became one heck of a dunker.
That was just an incredible ending and a great moment for Harley Williamson.
What did you think of your brother's shot?
Thought it was great.
Right place in the right time, you know, just great job.
I'm so happy. I'm at a loss for words.
0.4 seconds left. Makes that bank shot. Harley, what was going through your mind? You and your brother, interview skills are pretty good.
Up and what was going through my mind the first time was just make it, because I saw myself go up and I was like, well, I can't do anything from here except make it. And then, you know, once I made it, a couple of my teammates came over and kind of gave me like a bump, but I didn't want to show too much emotion, like it was my first time doing it.
It's actually funny because I'd worked on that shot like a couple feet behind on the line with Shooter Dave a lot, and me and Shooter Dave used to film our workouts so we could watch your form, see what's going wrong, what's going right. And I was a couple feet behind the line one day during the summer, and Coach Downer had saw me shooting behind the line and was not happy about it.
Early in the year, we said to our shooting coach, when is he ever going to use that shot?
Bound, Williamson, Schwartz, Beckford, and Brooks, all out there for the Maroon and White. The gym is rocking. Kapkin takes it up. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Schwartz finds Kapkin. 15 left. Schwartz looks for an opening. Kapkin thought about a three. He's got to hurry. Brooks now, time running away. Finds someone. Williamson down low, spins out of trouble. Kapkin, a three on the way. Oh my God, he hit the shot! He hit the shot! Oh my God! Dan Kapkin! Wow! He hit the shot! He hit the shot! Wow! Dan Kapkin! Are you kidding me? Dan Kapkin from way downtown! Bang! Jamie Gregg and the rest of the Lower Merion players going nuts! Ben Ellison and the rest of the fans going nuts! This one is awesome! Dan Kapkin, the shot of the millennium!
We were down by 2, wasn't much time left. Brooks looked at me with 10 seconds left. Garrett tried to find a shot, and there wasn't much time left, and I was real deep. So I just took it, and it went down. Thank God it went down.
If there's any one play to remember about Kobe Bryant, perhaps it's this one. One of the most athletic plays ever seen by a 17-year-old basketball player, seen anywhere, anytime.
76 went on to play football at Cornell, a legend, Sam Brown.
How you guys doing?
wish I could have played against some of you guys, though, man.
So who is the best team in the Lower Merion basketball history? Just as we've debated Hall of Fame nominations for the last month, this argument can go all night too.
The 06 team was a team that I was really most amazed with. I mean, there was a tremendous amount of talent.
The best team I've seen was probably, I would say 2006. You know, you didn't have that superstar in Kobe, but you had a whole bunch of guys that played together, played very well.
Those 6 Aces would not have a chance in anywhere to beat us in '96.
I think we could. I think we got it in us.
Do you knock off the team that had Garrett Williamson and Ryan Brooks?
Well, I mean, I'm a little biased, but I absolutely think we would have won the game. But we had an extremely talented team. I'm sure if you asked Mr. Brooks and Mr. Williamson, though, they would feel the same way. You always have to feel confident that your team could beat anybody, but it would have been a great game.
Playing with them, you know, we definitely thought we couldn't be stopped. You know, we had definitely had a little swagger with us when we were on the court. Playing against them, you know, I think I can't be stopped by him.
How does a team with Williamson and Brooks and company in 2006 stack up against a '96 team that won a state championship with Kobe Bryant, Dan Pangrazio and company?
I don't think Kobe wants to see us. I don't think he wants to see us.
How about a one-on-one game between Ryan Brooks and Garrett Williamson?
Garrett Williamson comes out with the victory.
If I played Garrett Williamson one-on-one, I think the outcome would be 11-10 Ryan.
It's all, you know, it's all Lower Merion, so it's all good.
One word, Lower Merion basketball means to you?
Intensity.
Fun. Rich history.
Tremendous.
Tradition.
Fun.
Great.
Unforgettable.
Palestra.
Tradition. Togetherness.
Hustle. Exciting.
Tradition.
Lasting friendships.
Dedication.
Tradition.
Great education.
On the map.
Up on the roof.
Extraordinary.
Family.
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 Family. Family.
Family.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" father. I wish I was like 6'9" so I can get with Leoshi, cause she don't know me, but yo, she's really fine. You know, I see her all the time, everywhere I go, and even in my dreams, I can scheme a way to make her mine. Cause I know she's living fat. Her boyfriend's tall and he plays ball, so how am I gonna compete with that? Cause when it comes to playing basketball, I'm always last to be picked, and in some cases never picked at all. So I just lean up on the wall, or sit up in the bleachers with the rest of the girls who came to watch they man ball. Wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller.